Most people probably wouldn't guess that I have thought a lot about teen homelessness. After all, a year ago, I probably wouldn't have guessed it myself. My name is Sophie Ding, and I am 14 years old. I am lucky to have a lot of support in my life. I live with my parents, and I am a freshman at Shorecrest High School. Teen homelessness was never something that touched me personally. My mother is an SVP partner. When I was younger, when my dad was busy and my mom had a volunteering engagement, she would bring me along. My mom's active community schedule meant that I was brought to a lot of events, such as repackaging food at Food Lifeline, planting trees with Mountains to Sound Greenway, and recently fighting invasive species on Seattle Works Day. As I volunteered more and was exposed to new things, I began to take the initiative to volunteer myself for things, and I found that I enjoyed nonprofit work more. So when I got old enough and my mom told me about SVK, I was interested to give it a try. At the top meeting in October, we each brought an issue we were interested in having SVK support, such as teen homelessness, foster care, suicide, and nutrition. We spent the meeting discussing and arguing the merits of each topic and why SVK should choose or not choose each one. We voted, we argued, we voted again. This year, we chose teen homelessness as the topic. I'll be honest, it was not my first choice. It seemed like it would be hard to get interested about soup kitchens. Before we could think about making a grant, we needed to raise the money we would invest. We attended the partner meeting last November and met many of you, or as Susan says, worked our donor base. Learning to schmooze is a valuable skill for a leader to have. We learned how to write a good fundraising letter and sent it to prospective donors. Thank you for your generosity. When all was said and done, we raised $7,000, and that plus a $5,000 grant from the SVP board meant we had $12,000 to help homeless teens. Our grant-making process was very similar to what many of you may have experienced on any SVP grant committee. Some kids did research, others organized discussion panels and invited guest speakers. In January, we requested letters of inquiry from organizations serving homeless teens and refined our rating tool, which helped us to be more objective when we read the letters. It is easy to get carried away by a well-told story or disregard an application that isn't written as well because the small organization that sent it couldn't afford to hire a professional grant writer. In the end, we chose 4 organizations for site visits. Meeting the staff and board at the site visits and seeing their passion in person really made a difference to me. When some staff mentioned that they let homeless kids choose exactly what they want to eat, because it may be the only time all day that they get to make any decisions for themselves, it really hit home for me about how hard it would be to live in that situation. I was also impressed to learn that despite being homeless, some kids are still trying to finish school. It's hard for me to imagine trying to do that with no access to school supplies or an adult to help me. Here's another thought. How many of you did something stupid as a teenager? Did it change your life permanently? In Washington, it could, because Washington state juvenile records are not sealed. So if you were convicted of a misdemeanor as a juvenile, shoplifting, for example, you could be unable to get a job or an apartment or to apply for financial aid for many years to come. After all this learning and much deliberation, our group decided how to invest our dollars. It is my great honor to announce that we have awarded Street Youth Legal Advocates of Washington, SILA, a $9,000 grant. SILA is working to give homeless youth another chance, to reward youth that are working hard at becoming self-sufficient. They provide legal services that close qualified juvenile records so that deserving young people can get another chance at life. They help teens move on from their past mistakes. Our second investee is Teen Feed. They serve 40 to 70 hot meals to homeless teens every night of the week. While from the outside this may just seem like a soup kitchen, they are much more than that. Teen Feed builds trust that allows youth to develop the relationships with caseworkers that will help them to access other services and begin the transition from life on the street. When I look back on this year of SVK, I can say that I am a lot more aware of teen homelessness. I know that everyone has potential, but now I know how much harder it is for homeless teens to achieve it. I know that youth don't choose to be homeless. They are homeless because they feel they have no other option. Finally, I am more aware of what I have that not everyone does: a family who loves me and a place to call home. Thank you for supporting SVK, and congratulations to our new investees.